Hi, everybody. I want to share my screen, and we're going to talk about thinking critically. And guess and check. If there was one life skill everyone on the planet needed, it was the ability to think with critical objectivity. By Josh Lanyon. My name is Jessica Johnson, and let's talk about thinking critically by using reasoning, problem solving, and evaluating. And we're going to talk about guess and check and George Playa's 4 problem-solving principles. Guess and check teaches us how to solve mathematical problems while thinking critically and developing a course of action while analyzing a problem. Whether you realize it or not, we are critical thinkers daily. Using critical thinking skills will open amazing opportunities for us at our careers. Do you feel like it is okay to guess at math problems? Most people would say no, it's not okay. But I'm here to tell you that it is okay. Use Employa's math problem-solving principles. Now please humor me, because I know this problem is extremely easy. But this is a problem that could be introduced in the classroom. Joe has a savings account with $200. He has met his goal. Now he wants to save $900. How much more money does he need to meet his goal? First, we need to understand the problem, and then we're going to devise a plan. This is the part of the steps for guess and check. So we understand that Joe has $200, and if you would like to join me, you can plug your own numbers in under the guess column. And I'm going to randomly guess a number, and my number is 300. So now then I need to check my answer. 200 plus 300 equals 500. Now I'm going to ask myself, did I meet Joe's needs? Did I meet his goal? No, I didn't. In my case, I'm going to look back and devise another plan. I need to add for my case. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope you learned that it is okay to guess. And critical thinking can be effective. Using critical thinking can open amazing opportunities. I hope you answer when opportunity knocks. Now I'd like to turn the presentation over to Taylor.
Why should you worry when a math teacher is holding graphing paper? She's plotting something. My name is Taylor Bantz, and today we will be talking about using a diagram. Let's start by asking ourselves these questions. Why did we choose a diagram? What is meant by using a diagram to devise a plan? What is the function of a diagram? And what would happen if the information you were given wasn't organized? And lastly, what is your opinion of a diagram? Holius problem-solving process. Understanding the problem, devising a plan, carrying out that plan, and looking back. Devising a plan oftentimes can be difficult depending on the type of data you're given. Analyzing the data and making a diagram can oftentimes make it easier to understand the problem. That's why we choose a diagram, to make it easier. There are many different diagrams that can be used in problem solving. Choosing and using a suitable diagram is the first step. These are some different diagrams. We have a bar graph, a line graph, and a pie chart. Once the data has been analyzed and the plan has been drawn up, the data needs to be entered into a chart. Time-related data can be placed into a line graph to represent time relevance to each piece of data. Charts are often used for comparing data, especially in a pie chart. After plugging the data into a diagram, the data is easier to interpret, therefore making the problem or comparison easier to solve. What would happen if the information you were given wasn't organized? We just simply plug it into a diagram. Last step, looking back. Last step used in problem solving is looking back and seeing the results for future reference. My opinion, diagrams can't solve every problem, but trial and error is the only way to know. By looking back on how a diagram can help to solve a problem, one can see the future related or unrelated problems that may be solved in using diagrams. Well, what is your opinion of a diagram? Now I'm going to turn it over to Alicia.
I can't get it any bigger. We're talking about problem-solving strategies, making an orderly pair. How can you make 1 dime equal 20 cents? By placing it in the mirror. My name is Alicia Fire, and I'm going to be talking about making an orderly pair. An orderly pair is for problems that require consideration or a table to make sure that no possibilities are missed. A class raises funds by selling frozen yogurt in Sundays. They offer the following flavors and toppings: strawberry, vanilla, chocolate. Toppings are raisins, sprinkles, and gummy bears. Using a tree diagram to make a list to solve each problem with all the possible combinations of yogurt flavors and the toppings. That's what I did here with the tree diagram. Let's see if we can answer some questions. John does not eat chocolate. How many combinations of flavors and toppings can he choose from? The answer is 6. The class serves the sundaes in either bowls or cups. How many possible combinations are there? In bowls or cups are used? 18 is the answer. Harry wants to get 2 toppings in his yogurt. How many combinations of flavor and toppings does he have to choose from? 6 is the answer. Liz wants 2 different scoops of yogurt with 1 topping. How many possible combinations can be made? 6 is the answer. Now off to Amanda.
There we go. Have you ever heard this saying, I never use math outside of school? Well, I have, and I even said that myself. Sometimes have you ever come into a situation where you need to buy something or do something? That's actually math. My name is Amanda Pennington, and I've recently discovered that I've used POI as problem-solving principles in my life. The first principle of George Flores' problem-solving was to understand the problem. So when we look at a question, if it's a huge word question that has lots of sentences, we break it down by sentence to sentence. And if there's words that we might not understand or don't know the meaning of, we can always go online, look it up. We can look in Google or even look in a dictionary to see what that word means. Because we want to fully understand the questions. And also, I like to be able to restate the question myself. That way I recognize exactly what it's saying and I can reciprocate it back. The next principle is to devise a plan. There's many methods to devise a plan. You can do a guess and check method or drawing a picture. In chapter 1, section 2, there's a huge list on all the different types of methods that you can use to solve a problem. It can be math, it can be something important. So for say you want to buy a car, you want to first understand the principle of how much do I need, that you want to devise a plan to see how much you can actually pay monthly to be able to afford it, and how many months it's going to take to pay it off. So we're devising a plan on whether do we need to cut back on eating out 2 times a week to 1 time a week, or what we need to do with that to be able to afford it. So we're devising a plan, and these are some examples that you can use to help you. You can use charts and pie charts and other things like that. You can make an orderly list and other diagrams. The second principle is carrying out the plan. This you are following through within your method of choice, whether it's be an orderly list, a diagram of some sort, a guess and check method. And it's okay if that doesn't work out, because then you can always choose a different method. Personally, so with the car payment example, you are going ahead paying each monthly and working towards the last month of your payment. Once you've reached that goal, then you become aware that you've achieved it, and you're looking back at what you did. You saved, you did this, not eating out, and saved money to be able to afford it, and you finished it with achievement in your heart and soul that you worked at something, and realizing that you just did math in a life situation. And that is the principle number 4, looking back. After you solve the problem, take a look back and see how you found your answer. That's what we were talking about. And then also, George Floyd's principles can be used in everyday life, just like we use the example of having a new car in the payment or getting a new house. And before you, the presentation showed that we used the guess and check method, the orderly list, and the diagrams to solve mathematical problems. And now we can also see that we can incorporate mathematical problems into our life with the Porter's principles help to solve problems. And that is the end of my presentation.
I hope you enjoyed our presentation on guess and check, drawing a diagram, using an orderly list, and using Playa's problem-solving principles. Good job, team.